So if you've been a subscriber on the channel, you know that I love to talk about Dokkan. And by the way, if you know that Gohan as a whole is my favorite character in the game. So we're going to go ahead and look at 5 crazy ideas for potential LRs in the game because everybody loves their LRs. And we're going to start off with Gohan. I'm going to have other guys in here, but we're going to start off with Gohan. And for this, if you don't know already, there have been times where basically Dragon Ball Heroes has art and then Dokkan kind of uses very similar art or whatever the case is. So kind of take this stuff in here with a grain of salt because we're just going to look at potential options, regardless of the art of the character, and not really going to get too deep into the typing and things like that, what they could do, because I can't really do all of that unless I went ahead and just created some little gimmick cards. But if anybody wants to take up the task of doing gimmick cards for these guys, like, making up the characters, that's a fun little thing. I will actually do a separate video for that if you went ahead and did that. So I just thought of that, but that'd be really cool if somebody's like, hey, let's make a Super Saiyan 4 Gohan card, give him abilities and all that stuff, and I'll show them off and we'll talk about them. So that'd be pretty cool. But regardless, we're going to start off with Super Saiyan 4 Gohan. There's a couple of different variants. I actually personally own 1 or 2 of these cards from Dragon Ball Heroes. So these are available in Japan. These are all, I'm going to be showcasing all Dragon Ball Hero cards for this because they are the ultimate Dragon Ball media for no limits. Like, they don't care. Of course, there's a Gohan Yu-Gi-Oh card, but we don't care about that. That's clearly fake. These are real. So LR Gohan Super Saiyan 4 would be phenomenal. I would love that because, if you look at the current mold of the LRs that they're putting out now, and once again, I'm not really trying to, because if you look at it, unless they do the thing that they're doing now where they're like super extreme types, I mean, there's only like a couple other potential LRs for the current meta of the game, unless they give them bigger buffs or whatever the case is. So I'm not really too much worried about that. But if we are taking a look at those guys, you look at the new summonable LRs, right? They are all very, very iconic and very, very popular characters. So I'm going to go ahead and say that none of these characters that I'm showcasing are going to be very iconic because they can't be, because they're all from Dragon Ball Heroes and they're all like really crazy uncanon if you care about the canon. So, but they're all very, very cool characters and they'd be very polarizing choices that a lot of people will love. Like, basically, if you're Bandai and your gimmick is to like make people spend money or whatever the case is, spend a whole bunch of stones, you want to come up with the craziest and coolest looking things. And that's kind of what I felt about the 2-year anniversary too. I was like, they won't do Super Saiyan 4s, but they did it anyway. So Gohan is my first choice because he's Gohan, he's phenomenal, and he has a lot of potential. Like, I just want to see him do like a 10 times Kamehameha, whatever, like a Masenko. That'd be lit. And then of course the power up here looks dope. But let's go ahead and jump into my second guy. We have Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Yeah, that's my second option. Everybody wants a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta card. They want him to be the Rainbow Lead. They want all these different things. I don't know if we'll actually get that anytime soon. I don't know if he'll be stupid OP like people think he'll be, like he'll just break the game. Because I feel like they've kind of established what they want. And they, when we talk about the game as a whole, it's not really the cards that are super OP. It's the potential system that does it. The ability to improve their stats, the ability to give them double attacks, critical hits, dodges, all those things, that's what really makes these guys super broken. You take a unit that's really, really good anyway, and you push them beyond that. That's why it says hidden potential activation. You basically unlock their potential, no pun intended with the Gohan guy there, but, you basically unlock their potential and they get a lot better. They get a lot better at everything else, and they gain things that they couldn't do before. That's really what makes it. So I don't know if he'd be ridiculously OP. I do feel like they'll drop him sometime, maybe around the time the Global's 2-year anniversary is. If I call it, come back to this video. Because, that's kind of how the game is. Every time Global has to get something like really big, like a landmark, JP has to get something too, just so they can make sure they've got a revenue stream on both versions of the game, because they're managed by the same teams. There is a global team, but primarily content releases and stuff like that is handled by the Japanese version of the team, Japanese team for the Japanese version, but they also do it for the global version too, which is why sometimes you come across translation errors and things like that. So, regardless, really, really cool character. Everybody loves Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, or a lot of people love him. I don't want to get into scaling, but he could be a really cool character in the game, and he could be super popular as a Rainbow LR. That'd be really cool. So it's going to jump into my third option. So my third option is an adult Gotenks. Yes, we have an adult Gotenks card. This is actually his card right here. I'm not going to click it because it'll pull it up, but that's actually his card right there. He is available. He was in a Dragon Ball Heroes banner, so unfortunately, I don't want to say he is available. He was available, but we can get this guy. We can even get a Super Saiyan 3 variant of this guy. Here's the Super Saiyan 3 variant. The Super Saiyan 3 looks really cool, and, look at this art, man. It's like, bro, that's dope, because I know personally one thing that I always would want to see as a fan of the game would have been, you know, adult Gotenks, or not as of the game, of the series, excuse me, an adult Gotenks in the show, you know, because he's only in Dragon Ball Heroes, and they have these little cutscenes where you see him like actually in Dragon Ball Heroes, stuff like this. He's actually a thing, but like there's a little gif there. But like it would be so cool if we saw that in the actual, and there's also a base form card. He's not very good though, but it'd be so cool if we saw that in the actual series. And of course, as a character in the game, I love just, I'm salivating thinking about the sprite this guy could have, right? Like just, you know, the fusion jacket and the long Super Saiyan 3 hair. That actually kind of is akin to a Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta, because I imagine they'd look pretty much similar from behind, you know, similar body structure, because these guys are now grown-ups. They're not kids anymore, so Gotenks is an adult as well, of course. So anyways, I'd love it, because, you know, I think that GT Goten is probably one of my favorite characters too, for Goten specifically, because we don't get a lot of that guy, but he's known to make women lick ice cream, so that's cool. I mean, I'm not even lying, it's true. Like, you can go ahead and look it up. Next guy, Super Saiyan 3 Bardock. So we got Timebreaker Bardock. Of course, we'll probably get a Super Saiyan Bardock that's post Timebreaker, because we've had Super Saiyan Bardocks, right? They're just regular though. He's not in the Timebreaker outfit. So we'll probably get something like that too, and it's at some point. So that's pretty cool regardless. Bardock has always been one of the most popular characters in the series, which is why he's very prevalent in a lot of media. So one cool thing they could do with him is introduce Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, and another similar to him, just like I have a thing for like the Super Saiyan 3 sprites. They just look super cool with all that long hair. I don't too much care for the form traditionally, right? For Goku's variant and stuff like that, I don't too much care for it, but it looks cool on Bardock with the headband and stuff. Like, look at that art. That art is freaking phenomenal. Just Dragon Ball Heroes as a whole just has freaking phenomenal art. But overall, I don't have a whole lot to say about him. But overall, he's another character that I would definitely not mind spending some stones on. The thing is that if they want to make them free in-game ones like the other ones, I wouldn't mind that either. God dang, this art. Hello, that is so beautiful. If they wanted to do that, I wouldn't mind that. But it's just, I think that they're going to continue doing the summonable ones, because that's a cool way for them to basically lower the cost on them. They can do that without having to do that, but that's a cool way for them to make money too. Once again, you're looking at it as if you're Bandai. That's some really good art there, and you're trying to make money. So anyways, let's go ahead and look at my last couple of guys. Actually, I think there's one more, and there's a honorable mention. So Tapion, yes, people want him to be a physical lead. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind Tapion being the 120% super physical lead. He just has to have like some good links. So he's gonna have something like Cold Judgment and probably like you know, Brutal Beatdown or some stuff like that. It's not very good, but as long as he has like Shocking Speed, he could be okay. Although that will kind of not be very good, because you have guys on the team that need like Prepare for Battle and stuff. But Super Physical has a luxury that they have a lot of units that are good at key support. So I don't really know, it just depends. But overall, Tapion is one of my favorite movie characters as a whole. I know that kind of is a mantra for a lot of people that watch the media as well. The movies, they have a lot of different variants for art that we could have too as well. And there's also a card here, Super AGL. That's pretty cool. You know, Tapion, he's very popular. But Dokkan card creation Tapion. Who's that? Is that Nort? Is that my boy Nort? I don't know. We'll click it later. But anyways, I feel like the thumbnail would be better if it was Nort. But regardless, Tapion, really cool character. And my honorable mention is Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta, because look at that damn art. That art is so beautiful. Leave a like for that art, just for the art alone. I don't have anything else to say, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to get up out of here. Let me know your 5 down below in the comment section as far as LR cards you would want to see. We have no limitations. You want Super Saiyan 3 Broly? He's right here. But you want Super Saiyan 3 Broly? You can have him. No limitations. Whatever you want, you can do it. And if there's anybody that wants to create those cards, create them and send them to me on Twitter, and I'll make a video on them. I will sometime in this week or whatever. So anyways, have an awesome day, and thank you guys for tuning in and the continued support. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.